Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ebro in the morning. Lord Styles and Rosa Park. I'll get you this Todd Hannibal. Hannibal was disappointed that Ebro's out of town, so he was like, I thought I was going to get the gruff voice. That was my Ebro.
He was
voice.
like, I prepared myself for the intensity.
I was prepared for him to be like, so you funny, but I don't think you're funny. What's up with that?
I don't buy it.
Yo, so Hannibal.
Be funny.
Hannibal, real quick, I got a question. The name Hannibal, is that black or like, I mean, Hannibal Lecter was white. We don't know. So Hannibal, you are in Baywatch.
I'm in Baywatch.
That is mage.
Yeah.
As soon as I think of Baywatch, I feel like did they make you audition like running through the sand with a shirt
you were
off?
running
They
through the
did
sand.
not. They did not. Luckily, because then they would have saw that I have severe asthma and then I'd be a insurance liability on set.
Are you shirtless in the movie?
I'm not shirtless in the movie.
What is your role in this movie?
I play Dave the Tech. I'm a friend of somebody that's trying to get into Baywatch. Yeah. I die in the movie.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, we
God.
can spoilers in this bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead. He's gonna be dead in the movie.
Yeah, I die in the movie. Spoilers.
How good is it? I heard it's a really funny adult comedy. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's a funny adult comedy. Yeah.
And it's really good. You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
How was the check?
The check was, I mean, I guess, it'd be average for some people, great for some, and terrible for others.
Okay,
for
got
me, it was okay check. It was like, yeah.
I mean,
okay.
compared to
Cool,
his
it's
other
worth my
check.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, all right.
All right, but did you know you wanted to audition for Dave, or did you audition for something else and be like, you know what, no shirt, then we're just gonna put you as Dave?
No, I auditioned for something else. I auditioned to play this cop, and then they got somebody else for that, and then offered me the role of Dave, and I said, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go over the current Hannibal Buress resume. You currently have.
Oh wait, Spider-Man.
Well, hold on now. We'll get there.
Okay.
Well, you have the
Okay.
podcast going right now.
Yeah.
Handsome Rambling.
Yeah. Handsome Rambler.
Rambler.
Yeah.
Handsome Rambler.
Yeah.
I haven't been a guest yet. I'm getting offended.
Oh.
I'm
not in New York that much, so
I'll do it in L.A.
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I live in Chicago.
You do?
Yeah.
You're full time in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's where you do the podcast.
I do a lot of them in Chicago, and then when we go on the road.
Damn, I was just in Chicago this weekend. Where were you?
I was in Durham, North Carolina.
Doing a festival.
I was at Moog Fest. Yeah.
Okay, so you're also in festival season. So you have the podcast, The Handsome Rambler.
Yeah.
You have the festivals this summer,
Right.
including Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo,
All these-
Cluster Fest, Boston Calling. Yeah.
How long have you been doing the podcast for?
Since the end of last year, October of last year.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
we're about 25 episodes in.
All right. So
Yeah.
what are some of the major guests you've had?
We've had Chance the Rapper on there.
He sucks.
Flying Lotus, Thundercat,
Not a fan.
Lil Rel.
Lil Rel?
Lil Rel.
Howery?
Yeah, Lil Rel Howard is
Trash.
on Animal Collective. We just did an episode with them.
I actually don't know them very well, so I can't insult them.
But it's been fun. And we just kind of goof off, talk shit. We, make dumb songs on there, and
That's
we do real overproduced ad reads. We don't do the ad reads. We make an actual
Commercial.
jingle for the
Oh,
ad.
that's amazing. That's a
Yeah.
great way to do it. What kind of stuff? You doing some SeatGeek these days?
We're doing some Bevel.
some
We're doing
Bevel?
Some
huh?
meat
Well, you're
undies.
black. You're black. You got to do Bevel.
Yeah, you gotta do Bevel.
That's right.
Bevel's great though.
No, Bevel's a great product.
I gave my dad my Bevel kit, and he was like, "Oh, this my
Lit.
skin is really soft."
No,
This is
listen, I'll
great."
tell you right now, Bevel, if you have coarse hair, fantastic shave.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Bevel will do for
I
you.
mean, I've seen Nas looking luxurious.
Oh, Nas is an investor in Bevel. I'm glad you said that. It's a fantastic product. So you have the podcast. You have the movie. You have that movie, Baywatch. How many series are you still doing Eric Andre?
Not currently, no.
It's on hiatus?
I think we might. I have to talk with him, but it seems like that's kind of run its course just because a lot of it is built on surprise, and so it's you like getting the drop on people. Where the show, I think, in its last season, got the most exposure that it ever gotten. So yeah, I don't think it'll be easy to get.
How did T.I. actually react to having the penis jokes, etc.?
He played it cool afterwards. Like I see him every now and then, and he's cool. But I don't. Maybe in the moment, or maybe he was just playing up the T.I. thing for the joke. But it was weird. It was always weird when we would mess with a guest that I was a fan of, because we were talking shit and messing with T.I. But it was tough because I'm like, man, want to bother him. He made What You Know.
exactly.
I'm like, I played that song a lot. So, but he handled it well, I think. Yeah, he was a cool guy.
How did Eric Andre pull Rosario Dawson? Let's really have a conversation.
Yo, our producer Griff was really upset at that.
No, it's
Like he's really upset.
listen.
Like,
I'm gonna keep it. I don't know Eric, and I know he's very talented and funny.
Right.
But physically, the fact that he pulled Rosario Dawson, and I say this as someone who did quite well with my wife, and I admit that.
guys, you already know with girls sometimes if a man has a beautiful personality, makes you laugh,
But I mean,
probably has a nice strong tongue game, then you're fine.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Strong what game?
tongue game.
You talking about eating vagina?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
it's just a graphic visual.
I
don't
mean,
even.
these are the few things that are very
So
important.
would you make out with Eric Andre?
But I don't really know him like that.
You don't know his type.
Yeah, I don't. I have to hang out with him and see if I really like him, and I could see why.
Was
I
it
could
hard
see
for you?
why.
Was it hard for you to accept the way it's hard for me? Or are you okay with this?
No, I'm rooting from the sidelines.
See, he's
You're happy for him.
good.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, you know him. You're friends with him. He's giving an opportunity.
winning, I'm like, what?
There's
Yeah.
two sides. There's the haters.
That's me.
And then there's the one that be like, yeah, see,
rooting.
if he can do it, we all can, right?
Yeah, I might get to hang out with some of Rosario Dawson's friends.
I feel like Rosario is an amazing person, but she's the type that when she brings her around, you're like, where are your friends? And she brings them. It might be like 55-year-old ladies who volunteered at synagogue. Like, it could be
Yeah,
anybody.
in your head, you imagine these really hot Puerto Rican chicks
Nah.
coming through, like, what? No.
I can see it not being that way. So that's on hiatus right now. Broad City.
Broad City's back in August.
Okay, you're back on that.
Yeah.
What other show am I forgetting?
I don't think I have any
Yes.
other.
No, there's a third TV show you were on.
I don't. No.
It wasn't just Broad City and Eric Andre. There
Broad
was a-
City and Eric Andre. That was it. I had my show. That didn't go well.
Yeah, what happened to your show? That's the one I'm forgetting about. Your show.
Oh, that was good lead-in. That's
Thank
great,
you.
Great interview
Wait,
technique.
so what happened to your show?
We did it, and then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Really?
Yeah, the format, I don't think it was right for me. And that's that. And it was the show initially wasn't my idea. But I had some fun with it. And I think we did some funny things, but ultimately it wasn't my vision. But I learned a lot from it. You know what I mean? And so next time I have a project, I'll know.
Well, I guess you're
how
in
to
a
move.
in a great spot too because you've been so successful and you've had your name and brand has gotten bigger. Your ticket sales are great. You have all that stuff, so you don't have to force a show.
Right.
If the show wasn't the right Hannibal show, then you'll wait and do the right Hannibal show.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm happy about is not just jumping on any work. I get, a couple pilot offers, a couple sitcom offers. They come in just straight up offers for shows that are, that end up going to series or go there. But if it doesn't feel right for me, like when I get an offer for something, right away I look at it, even if it's funny, and I say, do I want to be that for 4 years or 5
Right.
years? Do I want to be that for that long? And if the answer is no, then I pass.
Well, how many episodes in were you into your show until you decided, like, yeah, this is not what I thought it was going to be?
We did. It was later into the season where it just wasn't fun, and the vibe wasn't right, and it wasn't. Where it started feeling like work. Probably the episode 6 out of 8. I think it was just started feeling like work. But that happens, and I mean, it sounds, and it's still a privileged position to be in where I'm like complaining about, oh, this TV show isn't what I thought it was. A lot of people would love to be in that position.
course.
But it
I mean,
just didn't.
Yeah, but
You
then
know-
you have to be happy too.
Yeah, so it wasn't that, but it was 2 years ago, and now you're just keeping it moving.
And what about specials? When was your latest special?
My latest special was the Hannibal Takes Edinburgh that came out in April of last year, and then Comedy Commissado came out in February of last year, both on Netflix.
And then do you have any other scheduled?
Nothing scheduled. I want to let this marketplace kind of die down a little bit.
You feel like it's a lot.
Everybody's putting out stuff, yeah.
It's a lot.
And so it's a lot, so I want to see next year if people are putting out specials at the same rate, and if the game slows down, that's when I'll drop.
Do you just overall is it generally, do you have to just think it's a good thing because so many comedians are getting an opportunity, or do you think the oversaturation of it is going to ultimately have some damage?
It's tough to say just because this is such a unique time with all this content and all these people putting out specials on Netflix or CISO and HBO. So it's tough to see. I mean, a lot of people have fan bases and people, want to watch a bunch of stuff. So, it's such a new time. Netflix is putting out a new special every week, so that really hasn't happened before. So it'll take, a couple years to see what it does to the comedy game.
Sorry, I just got a really strong, mean tweet, and with Hannibal, I think we're comfortable enough to just talk about anything.
What is it?
Well, it is someone who is obviously, I'm assuming this is not about my Kyrie Irving, Scottie Pippen tweet earlier. I assume this is about my
Chris Cornell
tweet.
Oh shit!
See,
What?
But before you get into that, see, I get you're still being an attentive interviewer, but I don't think you should be checking tweets, man, because I want you. You need to, because that shit takes.
No, I didn't check. I wasn't
You
on
didn't
Twitter.
check?
No, it popped up. It was a
popped up?
verified, I guess. It went to the screen.
It went straight to the screen.
Is that better?
Oh,
I wasn't
notification.
scrolling.
Okay, I thought you were scrolling.
No.
Thought you was scrolling.
You thought I was just
scrolling.
no. That's just, were you about to be offended?
I wasn't about to be offended,
But just
'cause
like
you was
bad guy.
But yeah, it was like if you got that stuff coming in, and you gonna maybe you start getting angry in the interview.
No, that would have been tight actually.
He was already over it.
Yeah,
he
you're
was
about-
expecting you,
Hold
but
on,
he
but how
didn't
do-
need you to be crazy.
Hold on, but are you okay with it coming up as a notification?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I only get verified notifications. I don't
Okay.
even think I'm out here reading every notification
Please, yeah.
and disrespecting him. It
Okay.
says a mean, sad, and pointless take that says more about your lack of love than anyone else's, and you're doubling down for clicks, which is gross. Now let's assume, I'm going to look right now, Hannibal, if you don't mind. He's responding to my tweet, which I said, I hadn't seen the word Soundgarden on my timeline in life pre-last week.
Yeah.
Frauds.
Oh my God! How did you feel when you saw that Chris Cornell passed away?
People died, man. I didn't really know much about him,
Okay.
so it's just sometimes you see somebody died and you just it's like somebody died. I don't connect with it
Right.
necessarily. You feel bad for the person and their family, but for me, I didn't really.
You didn't have a connection to
I
the-
didn't have a
to the
connection.
band.
to
You
it
didn't
at
have
all.
to. You didn't feel the need to go. But yo, let me just say, Black Hole Sun changed my life when I heard it.
I always feel weird when, even if somebody I know dies, it feels weird to just post about it. I don't know. It's just something that I guess people like to grieve and have the shared experience. Because when David Bowie died, I was like, I didn't know this many of my friends were huge David Bowie fans.
Well, that's his problem. That's his
That's-
problem.
I was like, I've known you for 15 years. You never posted a David Bowie link ever or sent or ever said.
Shut up! You're mean and angry and sad for even noticing
And
that.
so I was seeing all of this. I was like, what? I didn't know all of y'all were into David Bowie.
Wait, you lived for David. You literally lived for him. He gave you your identity. Without him, you had no sense of self. How did I
God.
never know? And so I'm the first person. So when people ask, so again, not being a fraud, because I'm many things in life that are shitty, I'm sure, but not a fraud. I got into Bowie after he died.
Yeah.
The only thing I knew about David Bowie living was the big songs, and that my aunt and uncle bought me Labyrinth when it on VHS, and I
Yeah.
never even really watched it or liked it very much. No disrespect to my aunt and uncle, because I appreciate the gift. And then after he died, and I saw, I started reading some of the things about him. Not your fucking tweet about that he helped you get through middle school, but when I read articles, I was like, man. And then post death, because I'm a vinyl collector, I would just buy them when I saw them.
Yeah.
And started listening. I'm like, holy shit. Now, some of it still doesn't appeal to me, but some of it's fucking absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why some people can't admit, I saw that someone passed away. It made me want to check them out more. I was curious.
Right,
But,
no, I get it.
And I'm not trying to diss Chris Cornell. I'm sure he was amazing. I just mean, if you had asked me 10 days ago, and I can say this public, who's Chris Cornell? I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have
Right.
remembered. If you'd said the guy from Soundgarden, I'd go, oh, Soundgarden, they were Mage.
Yeah.
And then if you'd go, name a Soundgarden song, I'd go,
Black
and
Hole
then
Sun?
and then they'd go Black Hole Sun. I go, that song was Mage. That's it. And I could go Black Hole Sun, and that's
Won't you
it. That's all I have. And so I'm not trying to be an asshole when I point those things out, but I guess the thing about social media that irritates me is the recreation of history. Now, Hannibal, you might have maybe you feel strongly about what I said last night, that I have really not been that into Twitter recently, but yesterday I tweeted, I think LeBron is probably the best ever. I said, but let's be clear, Michael Jordan never had a Kyrie Irving. Sorry, Scotty. And I thought that I accidentally, for the first time ever, had said the N-word on Twitter.
Yes, that's a hot take, man.
I didn't know it was that hot, Hannibal. I didn't know it was that hot. Like, I didn't say, and he's a better defender. I just meant Michael never had someone, in my opinion, on an off night would just go easy drop 40 for you, no problem.
Right.
And that is the luxury I think LeBron has with this team, is that Scotty was a nice scorer.
Yeah.
But Kyrie's a prolific scorer. Like, he can score any way with the ball. He's a great scorer. He's not the defender Scotty was. He doesn't have the history. But so do you think that's an insane thing to say? It's okay. I'm fine
It's not
with it.
insane.
You're
it's
from
just
Chicago.
That people are super opinionated on Twitter and jump to conclusions, and it's a very reactive social media. Like, I don't really participate in basketball Twitter heavily unless it's the Bulls. I'll post about the Bulls, but I'll look at what people are talking about. So when I saw that the Celtics were up by 10, and so they had already won the previous game. So I knew people were going to be talking about, they're better without Isaiah Thomas. So I just started scrolling through, I take Isaiah, and then you just see people say, Isaiah Thomas, his value is dropping. He's not going to get the max. Here's it. And there's all these different memes. Isaiah Thomas after the Celtics win this game. And people just were assuming they're making all these jokes and having all these takes based on
And the Celtics didn't win the game.
Yeah, a 10-point first half lead, and then the Celtics didn't win the game, and then you have to kind of take all that shit back. So I guess take it with a grain of salt.
I guess you could say that I'm as guilty of as anyone, because I said it as Kyrie scoring 42 points. But my thing is, that wasn't the first time that I've seen Kyrie go off. I've been watching his whole career. And someone then, by the way, I realize there's a lot of verified people in sports, and I don't even know what they do, but they're verified to talk about it.
Yeah, because you came in here stressed out. You said you had blue checks.
Yo, I got blue. I said, the blue checks are coming for me.
Yo, blue checks everywhere.
And they already kind of hate me because I look at every one of their profiles, and it's like writer for Bleacher Report, writer for SB Nation.
Yeah.
So they all probably do know more about basketball than I do.
Yeah.
And then mine says like ESPN, and I'm just saying like stupid, in their eyes, egregious
things. And then they
things.
hate that your tweets are the ones that go.
And then my tweets going somewhere. So I'm like, I totally get it. I would sort of hate me too, but I'm just saying, Kyrie's a phenomenal player. I'm not saying he's overall better than Scotty, but like someone wrote, Scotty was up for MVP twice. Okay, cool. And he was a bona fide superstar. And I said, no, you can't say he was a bona fide superstar, because his entire superstardom was standing next to Michael. I'll say one thing about Kyrie, and I'm not saying he's better than Scottie Pippen. Kyrie was a superstar before he played with LeBron.
Sure.
He had a sneaker deal. He was out of here already on his own. Was he winning? No, but he was a superstar on his own. How do you feel on the LeBron-Michael thing, being the Bulls man that you are?
LeBron physically is he's a bigger guy. He's faster. It's interesting. You think we're gonna be talking about our tweets when we 70? Like, man, I had some crazy tweets back then.
When your grandkids dig them up, Grandpa,
I
remember you
remember.
said this?
Grandpa, look at this Iggy Azalea hot take you had. Grandpa,
Son, I had the best hot takes.
Grandpa, you were way off about Playboy Cardi, huh?
You never would have guessed that he would have superseded Jay-Z.
Funny. That's pretty good.
This is the world we live in.
Oh, God.
How much you seem like you've always done a good job staying level-headed and not getting, buried by any sort of social media bullshit. You do a pretty good job just shutting it off and not being affected.
I look at it, but I don't really get affected because it's not anything, unless somebody says something new. Like, the first time somebody says something, you're like, oh. But then after a bunch of other people said that.
You mean about you specifically?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't get upset too much. One time, the last time one really got to me was because it was a fresh thing. Because I bought a building in Chicago. I bought an apartment building, and
That's dope.
And then it was occupied, And after people move out, and I
You kick
put them
these
on
people-
Airbnb. I didn't kick them out. I asked them to leave, and I never collected any rent for them for like 2 months. They had 2 months free rent, but I wanted them to move out. I feel like that's fair. Chicago's a better rental market than New York. So
Wait,
it's
hold on
easy.
real quick. And you mean like a walk-up kind of building?
Yeah.
So you bought like, for New York, it would be the equivalent of you going to Brooklyn and buying like a brownstone or a walk-up, something
Yeah,
like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
But people have apartments on each floor.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And were some of these tenants there for like 25 years?
No, they weren't there that long. And one of their leases was up anyways. Another lease was up later that year, and then so it was
Okay.
It was just a little early move, and so I felt like that was fair. And so I talked about it on my podcast, and then somebody had tweeted me like, "You a goddamn slumlord." And that hit me. Oh, the first one. That hit me. I was like, what? And I went straight into the DMs. I was like, I'm not a goddamn slumlord. I didn't charge them any money for rent. The Chicago rental market isn't that bad. It's easy to find a place. It's very cheap. They
I
might
gave
find
him
a
2 months. That's too much.
But they got you enough that you went in the DMs.
They got me because it was
Wait,
fresh.
did
It
you
was
go
fresh.
back
It
and
was a-
forth with them in the DM?
I didn't go back. He didn't respond.
Oh, and he dissed you.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't respond. But that one got me because it was something. It was a new thing in my life.
I totally get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
not be called a slumlord.
it was that's like the first time I got hit with culture vulture.
Yeah.
Even though I was like, you don't understand. The exact opposite. I treasure hip hop. No, my whole life has been supporting it. And then by the 10th time you see like, oh, people are just gonna write this shit. I'm gonna start calling you slumlord.
Yeah.
Just slumlord Hannibal. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. He's out here putting people
That
on the
should be
street.
your rap name, right?
It should be noted that we did learn the tenants all passed away
Lord
shortly
Slum.
thereafter. Lord Slum, Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
But so you is this your new home?
I stay there when I'm in Chicago. Yeah, I stay in that spot if the units aren't rented out.
Oh, so you rent places out and you keep one for yourself or not?
No, I'll have one that if I see that I'm going to be back in Chicago for a few days, I'll block out a few days ahead of time. Yeah.
It's an Airbnb?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where else do you have places?
I still got my apartment here in
Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And when you're in LA, what do you do? Hotel?
A hotel, or I'll get an Airbnb somewhere.
How do you I have recently taken a very strong stance, and this is important because I'm a very serious person.
Mm-hmm.
Against boutique hotels.
Against?
Yeah, that's right. Against boutique hotels. I feel that they're a waste of money.
You talking about like Ace or
All of
Or
them.
like
No
those-
disrespect. I will go meet a famous friend there to have a beverage or something like that. But I just feel I don't need a bar scene. I don't need hot chicks at the pool when I wake up at 10. Like,
Right.
I just don't need it. And I'd rather have a bigger room and everyone who's there is like ladies from Milwaukee who are there on a conference. Like I'm good with that. I don't need the trendy hotel.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I like the trendy hotel. I actually prefer staying in an Airbnb if I'm somewhere
For how long?
3 nights or more.
3 nights or more. That's a lot.
Because
I'm writing this down.
3 nights or more. 'Cause 1 or 2 nights, it's just you get in the house is kind of you don't want to. It's too unstable. But three nights or more, I don't want to be in a hotel for a couple reasons. One, you got a front desk person that knows every one of your goddamn moves and who's moving with you and what time they came in and what time they came out.
Yep.
In other words, for this slay game, it's just not
Yeah.
safe to do it in a hotel. It's a very good point.
If he's there for a night or two, he
by
can
the way,
just in and out.
by the
Bye.
way, you realize you were dry snitching on a lot of people right now, because there are a lot of women out there watching this going, "Why does he always get an Airbnb when he travels instead of just getting a hotel?" Because it could, especially in LA, you just get some random joint in West Hollywood,
Yeah.
post up in a little house.
Well, also too, if you want to hang out, have some people, it's easier in a house.
That's
you
right.
got less. If you in a hotel, you got all this. You got dozens of people.
That's
If you in
true.
a house, you got maybe this neighbor, that neighbor over here. So
Yeah,
you,
but way more privacy.
yeah,
way more privacy.
Way more privacy. It's easier to host people and just have people over.
And if you're still only there like up to a week, it's not going to get that messy where by
Exactly.
the time you leave, you're straight. You don't need to clean the bathroom before you leave.
So I'm with getting a house, man, and just chilling out. You ain't got. Sometimes you ever go to a hotel and you got to take an elevator to go to the elevator. That's
Oh
some
yeah,
bullshit.
that's annoying.
What you mean, like you're on a floor where you have to get up?
You gotta go up to the elevator.
That's
And then it's
happened.
like take the elevator to the lobby, and then you gotta go to another.
You just want to get the
elevator.
fuck out now, quickly. Like, let's go.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, man.
But I'm telling you, that is one of the reasons, though, in my opinion. I don't want to give my hot spot away, but in LA in particular, I stay at a huge downtown regular ass hotel in two things. I mean, fortunately, it's easy for me because I'm not doing anything too crazy. But A, in your situation, the lobby's so big and there's so many attendants there that like you can literally move around with people, not even people knowing that you're in the hotel.
Yeah.
In or out, because it's so big and you just go straight to the elevator. And number two, it's just like I don't know. To me, I enjoy the idea of the anonymity of a big ass hotel. Like, I just don't need the fun at the hotel. I like what you're saying. Like, there's
Oh my
fun
God.
at a private residency.
Yeah.
Like when I stayed in Airbnb for the Grammys last year, we actually, or BT weekend, I forget what it was. We actually had a nice little party at the house, and it was
Right.
actually fun. And it was cool. And you don't have to worry about it too much because you're not going to destroy the place. But it's
Right,
not
right,
it's not
right,
your
right,
mom's house.
Right.
You're not over stressing.
Yeah.
But the boutique hotel, like I said, sometimes I just want to go downstairs and have breakfast, and I don't need the most beautiful model I've ever seen laying out by the pool. I'm like, I can't handle this right now. I can't handle this till at least 7 o'clock. Like, I have to put in thought. I don't
You're
want to.
such a grump.
I just want to be. I look all sloppy and gross. I'm wearing like a see-through T-shirt. You can see my chest hair through
All
the shirt.
right, all right.
It's just not-
That's a choice.
Come on. God.
Fine.
When does Baywatch come out?
Baywatch's out.
It's out?
It's
Well,
out.
tomorrow.
I should
Tomorrow,
watch
on
it.
May 25th.
Wait, I thought it was
Yeah.
already out.
Oh, it's already out? Maybe I'd have done some. It's out.
I think it's out. No, you're right. May
Tomorrow.
25th tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Today.
May 25th is tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Today.
All right, Hannibal. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that you need to tell the world?
Not really, man. You know, but thank you all for having me. Good seeing you. Yeah.
I had a really good time seeing you. I was glad you got to be a part of the One Ep festivities.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you every time. Syfe really nailed it earlier when we were talking to you, though, and he said that he admires you because you're someone who's so successful and so regular. That is that's rarefied air.
I try to keep it regular and just people always are shocked the way because I'll just walk somewhere and I'll just be solo and they be like, it's
No,
just
you're almost the king of solo. Let's be clear. I've seen you solo more than any other celebrity that I know, for sure. So they're surprised by it.
yeah. People are like, why
Where's
are you
your
here?
team?
Yeah, what are you doing here? Yeah. I just like
You're like,
I
I'm
don't-
at Starbucks getting coffee just like you.
Yeah, just moving around, just solo. I don't need. You ain't got no security. No, people. I've only had maybe one situation where I was like, I should have security.
Well, was someone drunk or something after a show?
It was at the U.S. Open, and it was literally the only person that recognized me at the U.S. Open was a crazy person.
And they just happen to be crazy.
They just happened
But
to be
how
crazy.
crazy? Please just tell me.
How crazy. So I'm on a date. We're walking towards one of the stadiums, and then this guy comes up like freaking out.
This had to be like a rich model chick, right? Because it's the U.S. Open. I feel like that's the kind of vibe.
I want to say a rich model. No, not a rich model.
Okay, I'm just checking. 'Cause
Yeah.
That seems like a Tennessee thing to do. Like you bring the, you know what I'm saying?
Back to the crazy.
You
Sorry,
know, you know what my type?
Hmm.
My the type of girl likes me. It's like creative girls that gave up and then joined corporate America.
Okay, that's your vibe. By the way, it's a great vibe. That's a really good. It sounds more narrow than it is. There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Okay.
So you're with one of them. You're with her.
And so we're walking in, and this guy freaks out. Hannibal, yo, Hannibal, and I'm like, hey, yo, calm down, man. And he's like, but are you Hannibal? I say, yeah, I am, but still calm down. And so he's like, can I take a picture? And I'm like, yeah, man. And so I don't know if he's on, hella Red Bull or Molly. His eyes are so weird and
That's
big.
not Red Bull.
I don't know. I just don't want to. He was just like, yo, can I take a picture? And then he starts taking a picture.
Oh no, fidgeting.
And his hands are shaking.
No.
His hands
No,
are
no,
shaking.
no.
I'm trying to keep it cool. I take the phone from him.
I've done that move.
Take the phone from him.
I got you. I got
say,
you.
Snap,
Okay.
snap. And I say, hey, man, thank you, dog. I appreciate you. We keep walking. And then
That's it. It's over. There's nothing else.
No,
to do.
And
no.
then I hear him like, hey, Hannibal, the picture was blurry. I said, hey, can we take another one?
Oh my God.
I said, no, man, we off that. We already did it. And he said, come on, man. I said, and we keep walking towards the stadium. And then he comes up behind me like,
Force?
tries to
He
force
forces
it.
you?
Tries to force it. I slap him right in the face.
No, you didn't.
I slapped
In the
him.
face?
Yeah, he grabbed me. I had to get him off of me. So I slapped him in the face. And it was right before we got to the security line, so a cop saw it. That's how much in the wrong this guy was. Now, I'm a dark-skinned black man, and I slapped a white person in the face at a tennis event.
The U.S. Open.
At Flushing Meadows.
Flushing Meadows. We get up there. Turns out we at the wrong stage. There's like 5 or 6 stadiums up there.
No.
We double back into the main courtyard.
No.
I see in my peripheral, I see a dude walking up. I see it's him. In my optimistic mind, I'm hoping he's coming up to apologize for being a crazy.
That is not the case. That is not what happened.
Obviously, that's
Okay,
not the case.
that's
So
not the
he's
case.
walking up like, with his phone recording, Hannibal Buress, why'd you slap me in the face? Hannibal Buress, why'd you slap me in the face? And I was about to pop off on, and then old girl just calmed me down, because if I would have been confirming that I slapped him. So I just kept it cool, and I just anger walked right to this kiosk where they were selling water. I didn't even know what I want, but I was just so blinded with anger. I was just trying to just stand still and calm down. But he's standing right next to me.
Oh my God.
And then the phone and thing is a Snapchat. So he's just standing next to me and this shit is looping like, Hannibal Buress, why'd you slap me in the face? Hannibal Buress, why'd you slap me in the face? I'm like, just let him have it. Just be relaxed. Just try to relax. And then he starts to film me again. And then I grabbed his phone.
No.
And I threw it as far as I could into the middle of the courtyard, which turns out it's not that far at all. And don't have a good arm. My main regret is that I didn't.
Did it break?
I didn't take the case off.
Shit.
Yeah. So that was the
So
craziest.
is there a video out there of a Hannibal Buress? Why just not me in the face?
I don't know.
No,
if
that, by the way, that's how you know someone's crazy. As crazy as it is when someone leaks a video, it shows that the person's even crazier, that he wasn't able to leak anything else. He went home and was like, I have to stop Hannibal. I can't figure out my phone.
I was worried a little bit too when I was like
man.
the next day I was checking Twitter, like hoping there was no NY Daily News articles. Hannibal Buress attacks crazy fan, but whatever. Yeah, that dude was insane. But besides that, it's pretty chill in life.
All right, Hannibal,
Glad you survived that.
at Hannibal Buress everywhere. One of my favorite
Please.
people, favorite
Thank you.
comedians. Thank you for coming by, bud.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.